unbanned. Karma comes in for Vampire. Now, I don't think he's a fantastic player of the Karma, but it fits the comp really well, right? You have the Ezreal Rakan.
Loses a little bit of value, which is important. If Sion's deprived of some resources, part of that front line tends to get... Can I just have flash out here?
He's going to be in a dangerous position. Throws a decent each to the but he's going to be hit by that root. Now he's in a spot of bother, trying to trade this out regardless. Got a decent amount of work.
Wow.
Wary of the Q. He burns out.
Why didn't he flash? Kanavi, my dude, that is just so disrespectful. I was thinking, oh, he might just...
By Ezreal Karma. Might even be able to get that recall stop as well. I think he will be able to, in fact. 369, he's got some pots ticking. Well, he did just there. It's just ran out. I think you can get dove here.
Yeah, he probably can do. It's only got the level 5 and level 6 to work with. Good Q. Flashes for the auto. Gets a decent jump, but Vampire flashed out himself. And the last auto comes on through in WE. Pick up another. Well played in this early game so far.
Awesome. Really well played in this early game from the Ezreal Karma. Typically,
Top Esports, their tanks will be safer. And I think this game will be much likely... Hang on a second. 369's going to get wall stunned here. He does not have the stuff to deal with that.
Does have at least that world end to work with, but I don't think it's going to get out of range of the tether there. The focus resolve comes on through, and now 369 trying to get some healing, and then it becomes the Ezreal. It's a second kill on over.
Pushing up way too
with that ult. Top Esports this early game has been pretty woeful. WE have been on the map first. Top Esports have been disrespecting, and when we were saying, hey, well, Top Esports really kind of expected more from them in the split so far. I know they're 4-0, but this is not a clean start to them. This is what we meant. Dragon goes over towards WE, but Top Esports...
Over towards the grubs we go. WE up 1,000 gold. Monkey's coming on over. Hunk's going to try and body block him out, but he's still a bit aware. He's the grand entrance there.
Level 6 for
Monkey. An opportunity to drive someone into the wall. Kanavi now in danger. Hit with the Impale. No chance for the H assault down. Going to try and find this snipe. Gets flashed on. Jumps forward onto the Skada, but is likely just going to die. What are you doing, Top Esports?
He ended up, the ult comes out for all that. Kanavi decided, look, I'm dead, but I want to get myself the 2 grubs. He did end up dying for that, but he ends up getting the second grub. Kanavi didn't have the level 6. They weren't in position. And Top Esports are not moving around the map with purpose. They're just kind of wandering into an area of the map.
The lead and pressure she needed. Can't be as obnoxious as possible, and I think... in particular, having someone like Kanavi be behind Curver is never a sign you want to see for Top Esports. Nice chunk there from Jackie. Force a flash out of Vampire as the quickness comes on forwards. Grand Starfall coming on in. Taeyun was hit just by the very edge of that quickness. Jackie forward.
Jackie!
Goes forward, trying to get up to Taeyun. Goes 1-for-1. Rest of the play now happening as Hung flash on out the battle dance. Both supports down that summoner spell. A 1-for-1, and Summoner's blown everywhere you kettle.
I don't think Jackie thought he was going to die there. Had barrier. I mean, I suppose he's
right, and I think that will mean... Okay, Top Esports doing the correct thing of not fighting the objective. One thing which I do down, if W get a Hextech Soul, yeah, you're boned. Like, there's no two ways about it. Jackalove gonna get rooted up. He could actually die here. He needs to be really afraid. Rooted a second time this combo's actually happened, as Jackalove needs to be very careful popping the ult.
Does indeed. Taeyun now in danger, trying to get out of there, but is of course down all his summoners and goes down. Nice pick off on both bot laners. Monkey turns up, but it's only to observe the corpses of Taeyun and Vampire.
Oh, how dare I disrespect Jackalove. Of course he knows what the hell he's doing. The Pantheon all over the top, and it's Taeyun and Vampire, who had the great early game, who are the ones to make the big mistake. Monkey forced a flash away from a Rakan W as well, but this is one of the problems of the Ezreal Karma. You think you are gods in the first 5-10 minutes of the game. It's a little bit beyond that now, and the global has been unlocked to that Pantheon, amongst other things. Taeyun and Vampire, despite the good early game, may have just made the play which lets Top Esports take over. They're in a gold lead now.
Navi now potentially in danger, needs to potentially back up on this one. There's Navi in danger, will likely fall down here and does so. Unfortunate there.
Takes a long time for him to die. 369 has flash, has ult. There might be another wall stun coming through, but I realistically don't think there's a kill angle here.
369 in danger. May need to be forced to flash. Gets hit by that decimated smash. He's actually going to take quite a lot of damage here. Gets a big death string as dance heal. Flashes away from the shockwave. Could only get more. Needs another Q. Won't find it. And they do get the kill in the end.
Takes a long time, but they bring down the Aatrox. 369, the first number of his name now.
Jackalove really knows what he's doing here. Has a ton of damage coming through. Hung's on the roam. Taeyun wastes his E and they die. Jackalove doesn't have ult this time.
Might be in danger, just managed to back away for a second, but the extended battle dance range from Hung is good. Force the cleanse there because of the feather pull. Vampire needs to speed himself away as well.
I really don't like how Taeyun and Vampire are playing through mid lane. The early game, we sang
underneath the turret right now. They're trying to push in and get as much HP down on this turret as possible.
They very much are. Shockwave on 3! Nice value. Jackie just at least managed to ult the Impale after, but Kanavi is a dead man. Jackie, very low, needs to run away. Tier 1 in mid lane down. Cream is turned up, throws down a gravity field that doesn't get all that much value on WE. finally find the good coordinated play in mid.
The reactions are not on point for Top Esports as Karis hid the ball within the tower. Big mistake. You had a Pantheon E and you had the Xayah ultimate. Neither of them are pulled, and that's the play which WE were looking for. They've been overforcing in mid lane an awful lot, and right there it finally works out for them. Karis being a bit of a savior. Taeyon and Vampire couldn't get it done in the mid lane. He does it himself.
Now, Hung is very deep. He's going to get rooted up here. Will not have the opportunity to battle dance until just now. Monkey went looking slow onto Hung. There's another battle dance, though. And now actually Karis has come on over, and they get the Rakan regardless.
Hung really too far there. The Rakan has incredible extended retreat range. From the looks of it, Ezreal will get some decent chip damage down, but I mean, Victor can control the choke point. In fact, I think they probably should have looked to control that choke point. They've allowed them into the river.
Very much have. What do we do at the back end of this? As in goes Sion, not quite Monkey until just now, and that's an impale onto the Victor. Cream gets over the wall though. In comes the Arcane Storm. Charm as well keeps Monkey at a dangerous cube, also buying time, but all the while the Dragon is going down. Shockwave well wide, but WE should get the Dragon off this, you have to imagine.
They'll get that, and they'll get their soul point as Cream refuses to flash, takes way too much damage, and now he's at low HP to look to Battle Mage.
And try and play this out potentially, but Kanavi's also about half HP. WE want to try and find more. There's a ball on top of Monkey. Doesn't have the shockwave available. Kanavi throws down the Aegis Assault. Decimating Smash comes on down. 369 trying to body block. Into the backline goes Hung. Gets the knock up. The Feather Pull comes on through as well. But Taeyon feels the opportunity to Arcane shift forwards. Looking for the true shot. Barrage!
Oh!
And brings down 369. Jackie goes into the sky. Feather Pull onto Karis, but he gets to come out and protect. They do bring down the Orianna, but everyone's so damn low. A last Essence Flood. The Qs keep flying. Can't quite get the kills. And TES only lose the one.
Top Esports being so disrespectful with their dissing.
Come dropping in. There's that teleport towards the top side. Bush down to 3 KHP. It's
gonna be gone.
It's just
Too late. Way too late.
Too late. In comes Kanavi. About 2 seconds too late on that play, but all the while damage goes down to Q. Actually, good damage on a Vampire. Needs to flash one out. Let's go down to the Aegis Assault. True Shot Barrage comes across multiple people. The Shockwave doesn't get as much base as they're hoping as Monkey gets chunked up, but not quite down until just now. As the Shield Bolt comes on down. Cube flashing on out. Slowed down though. Has got a Blast Code. Interrupted before he can get too much further, but just into the rev. But now 369. Potentially a dangerous angle, but can't quite find a way over that.
50 seconds till the Dragon, which would be sold for WE, and it's even in gold. Kanavi alone in top river. Anyone else walking up, he needs to use his E. I don't know if he's going to have a chance to do so.
Kanavi gets impaled.
Kanavi, my dude.
Gone, and the Jackie forced to back away from doing damage by that shockwave route onto Cream by that focused resolve. Value onto him, gets shielded up, but is now desperately low. TP finally comes on through for 369, but it's a little bit too little, a little bit too late.
Kanavi has a 2.5k lead over Monkey. He is very, very powerful, but you can't afford to walk into river like that. It's 20 seconds. Starts up to the Dragon in good timing. Pantheon will have Hex Gates and his ultimate to get back out, as we've mentioned before. How's the anti-tank damage looking? The Ezreal getting great damage down. That's good. Get some damage onto that Victor. If Victor has lower HP, he can't be the anti-tank menace in the same way.
Looks like the Aatrox have really struggled into this Ezreal in particular once they got fed. Can't buy the space they're hoping for. Into the Grand Starfall, looking to get on the backside. Karis forced to flash away. Looking to get on top of the Orianna, just wide. The exhaust comes on down. The Arcane still not getting that much value. Cube buying up 3 people's time. Kanavi trying to do the same on the other side. Should be able to do so. Cube survives. Kanavi goes down. Root onto Monkey. Redemption.
The late ult
is so good, and the ult is late.
A third late ult in this game for Jackulov. Over and the shockwave hits.
Gets on to 3. Monkey in the backside drives into the bird. Flash on now, but they're getting all the kills in the river regardless. Jackulov falls, and Top Esports find themselves on the bottom.
WE's tanks stand strong. They are the ones which end up holding the door shut as a terrible engage from Hung goes through, forcing a flash out of Orianna, but just leaving him completely dead. Hung, a player that was just switched on to Top Esports side of WE. Hex Tech Soul is there already, and WE should be in position to close out this game 1.
I think that is looking like a likelihood at this point. 3k up. Baron to their name will extend that significantly. Hex Soul on top of all of that. When you've got poke champions like Ezreal and Karma.
Harris has had a very good game.
Taeyon managed to get so much value. Jumps on in, flashes back out, gets the Arcane Shift to go right back in again. Back to life we go. Damage onto Cream, who is once again eaten up. He is dessert for WE this time around.
Mistimed ult.
From the mistimed ult. Jackulov going on to the other side. In goes Hung, but the shockwave is there into the impale. Oh, it's the quadra kill, I think, at the back end of that one. For Karis, somewhere out there, Freak would do a better voice crack than I would. 369 in dangers. Oh, they're going to try and donate the pentakill. No, they are not. Because Monkey C, Monkey do, and Karis is denied the full 5.
Monkey, you dick, denies the pentakill to his mid laner Karis. But WE smash home another game with this Skarner Scion combo and take a win off of Top Esports.
And let's be real, it starts in the early lane. They get the massive advantages. Top Esports come back a bit, but when WE stop finding those fights, it is done.
What about how much Vampire can peel for Taeyun? And I will say Vampire, very good at the engage. His peel play is not really where he excels at the same points. Top Esports of the Calista enough.
They get some damage down onto this dragon with the stacks in there. She's got to get that through. Ren comes on through. Actually, not even required. They just hop forwards. Now looking to find an angle.
Realm Warp
behind, but they do get a decent chunk away from Hung. Gets the back on out, but Kanavi and Jackie continue a hunt on towards the Viego. Already that means there's no reset available because the Ruined King is down for the count.
Alistair, no flash.
Alistair, no flash until just now. Comes back off cooldown just in time.
Vampire tries to set up for the Realm. Will be spotted in terms of that. They know he's in the area. Uses that harrowed path.
There we go.
Ren's starting to get stacked up. Teleport's coming in. Where is 369?
Damage comes on down. Hung now potentially in danger. Heal comes on down. Gets the Realm Warp, or the Rune Prism rather, onto Cream. He needs to start turning around as the hostile takeover comes across. Does take out to Monkey. Potentially dangerous. Cream goes to the backside. Doesn't get the kill. Bodied out claimed by Monkey. Crescent Guard comes on down for Kanavi, but he's going to be potentially dangerous. Taeyun looks to get damage on the other side. Public execution to the backside. Damage as Cube goes in, but goes down. That's too far. Flash for 369 on top of Taeyun. Has to flash in turn. Monkey will ult away. 1-for-1 as it stands, and Dragon's View by Top Esports gets them the objective mark towards the feats of strength.
Poorly played by Cream there, getting executed by that Viego. That could have been very, very problematic for Top Esports. They do get themselves the objective. Now, they are getting zoned out a little bit. Karis, hang on a second. Cream going in, starting to land that E. Karis, he does have Realm Mode, does that flash. Safe for now. That's the face call.
Flash for the hostile take.
Oh!
Damage onto Ziggs. Reset comes on through onto the Callista, but Monkey is claimed before he can take the body. Cube has to flash on out. Realm Warp gets them out to safety. Realm Warp, I said halfway between the two. Alex has cursed me by conflating Rune
It's the
Prism and
Rune Warp and the
Realm
team comp. 369 is going to get a ton of gold from that tower in the top side. Will be the first of the game. Slow approach to this. Guys, you are going to be giving up Infernal Soul points if this happens. Cassante currently tanking 3 people, but holding the choke point. They're choosing to give up the third dragon to allow Cube a little bit of extra gold. 369 got the top lane turret earlier. Cube gets one now to even up a little bit in that top lane matchup. But Top Esports very happy. They have a very early third dragon coming in, and it's not like the Ambassador getting that top lane turret.
Back before I had braces done by jaw moves, it was buck teeth sound as well.
Yeah, that's some old lore. That's going to be Cream under turret. Ult hits from Ambessa.
Gonna get some value. Cream is in danger. Ignited! Does he survive with the pop
Door
running?
and Shield doesn't do enough. The pop running, the Door and Shield. Cream goes down, not playing defensively enough, and the point and click setup from the Rise team fights. You can just W in and brute force his way into it. Taeyun having no flash now against potential flash hung ultimate with the Fate's Call again is a big problem. Here they go again.
Oh, tried to not take him back, couldn't quite do it. The satchel charge makes things a bit tricky. Heal getting by way, but another teleport behind his Cream into the backside with the exhaust coming on down. Taeyun so low, taken out. Flash away from Monkey. Does have the ult potentially at the back of the pit, but all the while, of course, he's not there in the mid lane.
Monkey has to go ult his way over the back of the pit. Even with Kadavi forgetting Xin Zhao mechanics of you can't knock someone away if you've applied your mark to them with your E or your W, managed to get the play, which starts off the dominoes falling. Dragon spawning now. Can W fight and try and get a reset without the Ziggs? I don't think so. Cream going in, doesn't have ult now though.
A bit wary. I think Vampire could look on to the Akali now. Public execution. Creep's going pretty deep.
Oh, 369!
369 with the beautiful Pathmaker. Interrupt 3. The Rend pulls out a few more spears. And unfortunately for WE, there's nothing to plug the leaks. They bleed out in the river. And Top Esports claim Soul.
In the top lane, perhaps the Shire's god of carries. Zeus, the god of thunder. 369 is the god of motherfucking peel. The triple push away with the W charge up completely destroys the angle from WE. Cassante is 369's champion.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful stuff. I want to see a 1v1 between him and Keen on the damn thing. Two of the very best in the world.
Keen Sensei and 369 on the champion. Absolutely. And I mean, I need a replay of that. The triple pushback from the W completely shuts down WE. Sometimes on the Baron Pit itself. It means that sometimes sweepers miss them. Sometimes control wards miss them. And right there, 2 of them get value. One was just replaced just outside, but that one's spotted. Not as valuable this time. That's going to be 1 useful ward down, 1 bad ward cleared out. Cream, 2 items in a bit. Chain Laced Crushers coming in. Right in the top side jungle potentially is 369. Yeah, and Kanavi forced the flash out of Vampire. Vampire doing his typical thing, sadly, when he falls behind the game of going too far for wards. Cube getting all in.
Actually takes a lot of damage. Remember, there's the Conqueror on top of Akali, so the extended trades just lead to a very dead Ambessa.
And with Ambessa gone, surely that's the green light for the Baron being started. Ryze pushing in bot side might be an objective trade of inner turret for the Baron. As the stacks start to come up, Hung still has ultimate, still has flash. Tane tries to check out that bush, will spot out the Renata.
Okay, so Baron being started needs to be a concern here as top esports are the ones on it, but all the while Monkey forced to flash away as 369 in a 1 versus 2 gives absolutely no fucks. That is a dead Ziggs who is down for the count. They will get a turret elsewhere, and it's a tier 2. That's not bad, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things, but Baron is down, your Ziggs is down, all your wave clear is damn short, everyone else out of position having to reset, shoved through mid lane for top esports.
With 3 grubs, top esports could even threaten an inhibitor. It's not like they have to back off for Elder, which is only spawning in a minute and a half. With your no wave clear, I think they could maybe even take the whole inhibitor turret. WE, you got to start racking your brains. How do you fight your way through this?
They're going to try. Down goes the inhibitor turret. Inhibitor itself follows, and WE on the ropes, and they are fraying.
Top esports playing very well around objectives. I think they are probably our best 5v5 objective strategic team. Whatever. Pronunciation aside, top esports are the team which will rock up 5v5 to an objective and walk away with it. With better setup than most of our teams, Kalista Renata, who threaten to kill the objective and secure it very effectively, but then also defend it so well with that Renata ultimate too, layering down that CC across the choke point. Preem has Medjais, has Seekers. He's very happy to go forwards. Kanavi.
Oh, that's a lot of damage onto Monkey. Still has an audacious charge. But lightning comes on down. Taeyun in danger. In danger as Creep goes forwards. 5-point strike finds one. Public execution finds another. Vampire in danger as he's brought low by the Kalista. Karis now in danger. He's going to get knocked up by a 3-talent strike for Jackie Love to wipe out everyone not named Cube.
And suddenly unspeakable violence happened. There's a wave coming in through mid lane. A number of seconds until respawns come through. Cube is alive, but he's recalling. He has flash, he has ult. There are some low HP bars. Don't think it will save the game, though.
He will try his best, but a teleport coming on forward. The rest of the squad heads onto Cube. Is forced to flash back onto the fountain, down to 20% HP. And Top Esports wake up in game 2. Lock in a Kalista and smash him out in 20. Make that 30 minutes. I can't beat the timer.
Or you just go Warrior Trickster, and then you go invisible. I mean, it's not bad, and you out-farm, but you have Gallery over the top. Smolder comes in for Jackie, and I think that's fantastic, because now you can flap over walls in a very...
TP bot side should pick this one up. Those just got popped. They're going for this dive. Oh my days, Jackie's just dead. Taeyun gets traded 1 for 1. The AD carries pick each other apart. The wave will still be lost by Jackie. So it is that little bit even. Of course, Jackie now down.
But they do end up spotting them there. They know the red buff is basically not theirs. But what I was just saying there is basically Taeyun and Vampire was stacking around the minion that Jackie was queuing. And he got 3 stacks instead of just the 1, like 2 or 3 times on screen now. And his stacks, early on, going to be higher than they should be. Jackie's now going to be stopped from getting back towards lane, but they can get Karis instead.
Oh, Karis, I'm not sure about that one. More seismic shove, Dawning Shadow. Actually, good to keep him alive for a second. Monkey over the wall. Might not find an angle, but of course, Kanavi finds their way in. Karis somehow picks up Smolder? How on earth did that happen? Cream flashing on forwards. Should be able to get Karis here. The Curse of the Black Mist prevents easy autos for a second or two. Taeyun, though, getting a lot of damage down. But the Nimbus Strike picks up another. Ends up being more for Top Esports in the grand scheme of things.
And Monkey doesn't have an ability to cross the wall. His ult's rung out. He might be able to get hung with the last E, but he's flipped back over the shoulder, and he can't finish the kill. Top Esports smashed WE through the bot side of the map.
I don't believe that Jackie might have died at the beginning of that, and I got worried for a second or
was
two.
way better with
That's
that.
true.
So sadly, I think that was been downgraded. Aris has no flash. Hung does. That's a dead Talia.
Yeah, well, how about that for a walk as Hung comes crashing on down, and it is a death row walk that time around as Karis goes down to the collapse of Top Esports.
I mean, you could look for a fight here. I don't know if you win it, by the way. Taeyun was heading down, but in a 3v3 with...
my Monkey.
It was, because I think he thought... I mean, I thought that was going to land, but ends up missing. Dragon's going to go over, and I think, folks, this may be a bit of a swan song for WE. I don't think they end up winning if they give up this kind of dragon.
Globals. Last embrace wide. The Chew comes on down. Jackie gets hit by an auto. Find the piercing darkness as well, but again, it's different. It's about 1,000 gold worth of stats. So if you want to add on that, we've got a dragon happening. So they're going to have teleports in from top esports. We'll see exactly how this one goes. It would be second dragon for either team. Herald just got summoned mid.
It is, and Galio can go into the play with the ultimate too, whereas 369 will take a little bit longer to come in. This Herald won't kill the tower, but it will push the wave in, which is of course very important. Jackal will be able to take that one.
Trapped out of this play.
And actually, Jackal gets level 11 here. I'm not sure Tane will be able to get this. So second level of Smolder ult, not second level of Center ult.
Doesn't matter right now.
Oh, the missed ult!
Morning Shadow comes across, keeps people alive. Now WE begin to try and turn this one around, is trying to keep people in, but the Olaf in the backline with the Galio all on top of them. He keeps the Ragnarok and rolling. Monkey just about alive. Piercing darkness over the wall keeps him topped up. It's a crazy fight, but in the end, it's top esports who lose more members.
Cream misses the ultimate. He flash ults and hits no one. An airball from the Annie is the most important player that fight. And WE end up rolling away with the extra HP that they shouldn't have had into a slim fight victory. And of course, the Dragon and also the bot lane turret. Big win here for WE.
Cube going to take this tower on the bot side as well. They get the Dragon. Couldn't ask for too much more.
Available. The choke points aren't awful for them, especially since Rumble isn't here. If Rumble comes in, then choke points, yes, pretty bad.
Yeah.
That can definitely lose you fights. I will say choke points versus Smolder as well. Not fantastic. Vampire could look for a hook here, but the follow-up with the Talia is not available. And Wukong's happy to sit here and the Weaver's Wall's there, but it doesn't actually stop them getting the wave clear.
Gets some flashes out though, and they'll manage to get the turret as well. The last embrace landing made things tricky. Hero's entrance comes on top of Monkey, who gets to roll on forward. Kanavi in the backside against Valus. Karras is going low, but look at Monkey on the other side. Brings down the Smolder. It's a messy state of affairs. Top esports trying to burn down a few more people, but a flash out for Vampire. 369 flashing on over. Phase rush. Nimbus cloak speed is good. Can he find another electro harpoon? But the hook away. Cube gets out. It's messy. 2 for 3 as W come away with more.
Great Weaver's Wall from Karras. Initially, I thought it would have summoned us up to. Jackal have no flash, importantly. 203 stacks, so not at 225. He's actually been denied some stacking time, actually, because of that
death, yeah.
Because of that death. Atacom could very much be started up here. Top esports, they do have their ultimates coming back up, but flash is largely in favor of WE, and WE control the choke points. Better situation for them.
Ghost and Ragnarok on Monkey, but not that much support, so could end up going a bit deep without the tools to keep himself alive. Away with it last time with the hero's entrance and the Dawning Shadow hook, though! That's damage and goodbye, Cream. Monkey gonna try and Ragnarok and run away, getting a bit of healing. Bappa gets knocked up, does not have that CC immunity and goes
Olaf's
down.
Dead. Olaf's
That's
dead.
An important one. Vampire also low. Achu goes wide. Hung trying to get into the backside, can't quite get onto Taeyu.
Bad equalizer. 369 uses that, but WE, need we remind you, bit anti-clutch around big objectives. That's been one of their biggest loss conditions. Atakan, not finished. What that means, Jackal, another 10 and 225 caught now. So Jackal has his burn, has the true damage coming through if he hits people with that Q. That is important. W, on the whole, controlling the bot side river better. They managed to force top esports to take a dangerous route in. Equalizer onto 3 is not bad. Bloodletter comes in. Locket used to shrug off a lot of the damage, though.
While though, it's going to force them off the river. Cream into the back of the pit. Dawning Shadow though. Cream for members. Cream looking for an angle, but they've already got the Dragon and the Jungler. Massive turnaround as Cream goes flashing on in. Doesn't find that much value. Only brings down Vampire's Nautilus. Hung gets pulled back as does not the Cream, who goes down again. Alex got his head in his hands because Cream finds nothing with the flank.
Cream really struggling to get value. The mid lane of top esports gets in too late to the fight, and Monkey's XP gold is one thing. 3 grub push from WE. They could look towards just pushing towards inhib turret actually if they stay long enough.
Absolutely do that, Monkey.
Oh, the choke point controlled by top esports for one.
Hang on, flash over the wall from Vampire. Gets the death charge onto Kanavi. Flashes out himself. Needs to try and stay alive. The hero's entrance comes on down. Kanavi hooked up. He's trying to stay alive with the backline. Monkey's in there. Kills Jackie. Trades his life for it. But the Smolder is down. And Taeyu continue to run at Cream. Gets the stun onto basically no one that matters. Hung goes down. Taeyu's still firing. Tippers is there and it means nothing. As WE shoot the skulls of top esports. It's an ace.
Top esports fall apart around the Atakan. They don't have the damage on the Smolder, who has been utterly diffed by Taeun. Around that Atakan, which is something which we've criticized them for in the past. I think their objective setup has been a little better, knowing that they can just kind of press the button and run at you when it comes to it. Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds. Hang on a second, there's an ult being thrown in topside. Cube doesn't have flash. He could be dead unless he uses the ultimate.
The equalizer comes on down, trying to get on that, but the ult does!
Kanavi didn't have the reactivation of the Cyclone. It's the only cancel they had. Cube does use the ultimate, which is important. This is kind of cooldown counting. You now no longer have that ultimate, wisely choosing not to commit towards that dragon.
Soul point coming on through. You know what? Olaf really needs aside from a hero's entrance and a Dawning Shadow.
Does have the Void Staff on top of having the passive shred from the ultimate as well. So that's definitely going to be...
Baron now being threatened by top esports. The wards in the back of the pit make this a bit interesting. Monkey also around level 16. He is actually a little isolated here.
That's a problem. Pops the Ghost early. Has the level 16 ult. Hun coming across the side. Talia trying to wall up to the play.
It's level 16. Can get here pretty damn fast. Monkey's getting turned on, as is Cube, who goes down. Big important pickup. But all the while, Monkey in the backside on top of the smolder. Trying to heal up. Can't bring down Jackie, who survives this time. Taeyun brings down the Wukong. So it's jungler for jungler. But top esports still with the man advantage. They're going to get some more value. The last embrace lands, though. Shoved back onto Korea, to 369, who's going very low and goes down. Doesn't quite. Flashes out. Ignite makes it the 1-for-1. It's messy out here. TP behind, though. Taeyu now in danger as Jackie is a flanking dragon. Turns into Smaug. Crash down on Karis, who goes golden. But that just means more for the Dragon Taunt as Jackie picks up another.
He is fire. He is death. And WE get a little bit of dragon sickness as they greed to try and play around. 1,000 gold swing from 2,500 gold down to almost 500 gold up. The barrel will be claimed on 4 members as Kanavi respawns. For the Ocean Soul to...
It might be for Monkey. It's the only person I can see if he gets that extra bit of healing.
However,
on.
And actually in the regen, his ult might just fall off as well.
Exactly.
So, pushing up mid lane. This might be too far. You might have put yourselves into a bit of a problem here.
Oh, the equalizer is rough. Mom comes on through. Taeyun healing best he can. Brings down Kanavi to low, but not down. Back out of the play, though. W comes in. Jackie gets a couple. Still got a bit of a GA to work with, not taken out. They get it. He executes. Jackie burns out so damn many, and Cream finally turns up in a fight.
How does Jackie Love not die? He doesn't even pop his GA. What was a magnificent flick back from Karis into the ultimate from Cube should have saved the day, but WE, late game is their foe. They cannot get it done in the late game. They are anti-clutch, and top esports, despite the shakes, despite the stumbles, may just start the split 5-0 and send WE to 0-5.
Somehow, someway, top esports will clutch it again. The 5-0 is theirs, but again, to the knowers, to the viewers, to the LPL enjoyers, you see the cracks, you remember last split, and you just have to wonder.
Zyra Khan's not bad into that now, but then again, I don't like Zyra into Oriana. We've seen a lot of AD carries struggle with that. They lock it in anyway. I think Weibo end up having the more consistent composition.
The earlier lane swap and slight freeze topside kind of delayed a fair amount of minutes. Light now in danger on this dive. I think that lead might just expand a little. Nice gank there from BLG.
Easy as you like. I mean, Light did have the flash. No point using it. He uses the barrier. A little bit of a frustration barrier of, oh, well, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah.
However, 3 grubs hitting mid lane.
Do so many more tools than you do necessarily on a tank sometimes.
That's one of the reasons why Rel's pretty good at that, right? The W is crashed down over wall. Shadow might get shockwave here, can still W over the wall, and does. Oh, Chris! Oh, Chris!
Oh boy!
Yeah, that's going over walls really kind of broken. By the way, on
Chris
go
is
in.
now in danger to battle dance. Flash of the quickness gets the shield. Does Elk want to flash for this? I think he does. Feathers come out and just pulls them instead. Now Tien's in here, but he's in a 1v3. Elk now in danger. Flash over the wall. Good damage from Light. On now in danger. Needs to battle dance away. Cyclone from Shadow may need to flash, does so. Flash from Tien, slow comes on down. When the warrior tricks, but the wind becomes lightning. BLG, it looked great to begin with, but Light's damage was unexpectedly high. Trinity Force completed, and
Ben alone under this turret with On coming behind. Level 11 ult, so he does have the extra healing.
Rakan's coming down as well. There'll be a battle dance available. Quickness under the turret. They're taking turret shots. Shockwave buys time. Nice idea from Shao. It's just not going to be enough to keep Tien alive. Light's now coming, though. Could be dangerous, won't go any further, but they get the kill and they've got a Herald in mid lane.
Awesome. This is the slam dunk which BLG need. One of the things which I think people miss out of the support playbook is how well do you defend side lanes. It's something that we talked about with some of the other supports in the league in some of our other series. The full tower's going to go down in the mid lane, but this happens because On was so good at just shadowing that side lane and allowing the outplay. If you're not there in time, that play doesn't happen. You cannot get the maximum value. That is the skill set which you need to show as a support at the top level.
Get top?
And it's quite hard to train that.
Wow, they're going to get 2 turrets off that play and the kill. That's just really good stuff. And you're right, Al, it's a massive deal. Bin gets 1 in the 1v2? Nah.
Uses the flash to get Xiaohu's as well. This is... Yep, that's a player of all time. BLG get the dragon while all this is happening too. Bin dies, but now he's completed Black Cleaver second item. On needs to be... Well, no, he doesn't need to be careful at all.
He's recovering. TP's behind now. This is going to be a 4v3 BLG. Where's your returning fire? Good damage onto Chris. That makes it the 3v3, but Breathe now here makes it tricky. On fantastic knock-up to buy some time. Trying to body block best he can, but unfortunately Knight, I think, is just dead to rights. They will lose. Oh, no way! Double shove. Battle dance to buy some time. Breathe misses the roar of the Slayer, and Shadow escapes elsewhere. BLG gets away with murder.
I think it's very tough.
Take it off.
TM spots out Shadow again. Cyclone available, level 11. Nasty point. This is the kind of point in the game where the Wukong starts to take over.
Oh, very nice. And unfortunately, Crescent Guard will not buy enough time. The Shockwave does a little bit of damage, but there's just not enough damage in the tank right now, even with the Ludens. Elk's got Ghost running. Conqueror's been stacked. Gonna have the opportunity to get that turret as well.
Shadow really bullying about at the level 11 Cyclone mark, which is...
LG doing a little bit to contest as they come across to Khan. Crisp in a bush here could potentially pull some chaos. Dragon taken up as I accidentally hit the pop field again. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm the worst. Breeze is coming on over. Weaver's wall to buy some time. Could potentially now be a bit of a smite fight. Featherpool makes this a bit of a tricky one to contest around. Nicely done. Zaya gets it. Tien not able to get that one with the smite fight, but actually now Crisp in danger on the other side as over comes Bin on a potential flank angle. A Fawn flashing on him with the quickness. Doesn't get that much damage down in the end. I thought that might be a little bit more, but the follow-up just not quite around. Nice angle. Quite coordinated enough.
And yeah, if you realize why we're kind of going right to the side. By the way, this is not, well, I guess it's kind of relevant because BLG faced them a lot. Flick back onto the turret. They do have the grubs to take down the turret. They should take this now. BLG not able to defend their turret. And yeah, just a quick PSA, folks. G2 just posted a tweet. You know, the LEC Titans. Skewmon and Broken Blade are role swapping. Broken Blade will play jungle. It's a bait. Oh, right. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it's week 1. Oh. Right.
It is week 1, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, they're not, Sam. They're not playing week 1 of... Oh, for God's sake, I got baited. Sam. Okay, Sam shows me like a... Oh, by the way, we're showing this. Sam, thank you, Sam, for baiting me.
Because I saw it in the Discord. I was like, wait, what?
No. They're not playing on week 1, so they've...
I didn't know they were playing week 1, to be fair.
Look, back to the game. Back to the game. Tien got the shockwave on his head.
Does get some damage coming on down. And goes off down. I baited Alex. I'm sorry about that. Shadow's now in danger, flashing away. Tien in the background has overcome the light with the shockwave on top of him. Shadow's trying to get some more value. Gets the Sundered Strike. Sundered Sky's heal, but it's not enough. And actually, Weibo finding a really good fight here. Shadow and on now down. Stun onto Bin. Needs to hop away. Got a blast cone to work with. Can't quite get to the other side. Bin's bikes up, but the CC chain is way too high. And Weibo pick up 3.
Weibo managed to get themselves a huge fight. And is that going to
BLG an okay spot here. Minotaur Dragon, and the thing is that last fight didn't get Weibo all that much. They didn't get Baron, they couldn't get Dragon. Engage onto Crisp with the quickness to buy some time as he was looking at that flank angle, flanking the flanker, and Crisp goes down.
Chris has been having a hard time of things.
Breathe gets a shield, gets a speed away and does so, but that's the ult down as well. But you just lost a member. Soul point available in 50 seconds, Baron up. I think BLG managing to right the ship pretty well here currently as the Baron has started.
And starts it. They do have the feather pullback to help with secure. But, I mean,
fight.
You're in the pit against a shockwave. I don't know, man.
Oh, public execution, though, onto Xiaohu. Forces the Ori to run away. Crescent Guard buys some time. Damage onto On, but he's not down. Battle Dance again. Bin buys a lot of time in the backline, but does eventually fall. Top laner for top laner. Elk gets hit by the... Massive wind becomes lightning, but the feather pull gets off a couple. Light tries and dies.
Light is snuffed out. Flicked back by the seismic shove, and Knight stops the Corki from doing damage. Crisp is back, doesn't have that much to do. Round still started. I don't think BLG can finish it though with Orianna coming back in.
They can't. Shadow faked using the warrior tricks to climb, but won't find too much. That is Xiao having come back in with the TP, but it means now not really in the best position to come and contest this dragon. So force the response from Weibo, then bait and switch over towards getting soul point.
That'll help them an awful lot as well. That soul point will give them many more macro options. Of course, the dragon much safer to take as well. Does less damage and quicker to kill. 3 items Zaya. Elk has been so painful to deal with for the front line of Weibo. I think
Wukong continues to be very annoying.
Still, that's a good quarter of the HP of Breathe out in one fell swoop. It's fairly tanky, but that's a good DPS check. If that happens a little bit longer, hang on a second, Elk has to ult.
Does so. Oh, in the background, it says Xiaohu's in danger. Over the wall they go. They've lost Elk, but they claim 2. The damage dealers are down. Corki and Ori down for the count. Do lose that Rakan, but I think in many ways their work is done. Tien with the Crescent Guard about to time out. Nothing to guard anymore. The firewall is down. And Breathe, I think he's breathing hard and heavy, trying to get some more in the lungs. But unfortunately, death and grave dirt is all he's tasting. Now Shadow burns out somehow. And Knight taking some turret shots. They'll claim the turret in mid lane.
Yeah, Shadow gets hit by the zombie Scion. The DOT burned off, but the Scion was still just there for a parting blow. BLG, this is full contact team fighting. Elk was left to fend for himself. BLG couldn't peel for the AD carry, so they decide the next best thing is to make the trade even. If you take our AD carry, we will jump on you. The Orianna often have to overshove to get themselves into the fight if they're going aggressive. Baron started up, Breathe can tank it for a while. Crisp doesn't have flash on the Rel. That's kind of important.
Has a Celestial opposition broken? A little bit more tricky to go in now. But all the while, Weibo pulling off this. Shadow goes forwards. Gets his clone that's knocked up. Shadow looking for an angle. Blasco quickness! Nice work on! Into the public execution backline. They're going to try and get Bin on down. Has got a redemption. And a GA will go down. But so does Crisp. A revive coming on in for Bin. The double knock-up. Shockwave buys time. Light survives. On into the backline. But the rest of Weibo are not tapping very much longer. Breathe is out for the count. The zombie is down. And Xiaohu and Light survive. But for how much longer as Knight goes looking for more? Threaded volley's coming on through, and the Corki, it's the Piltovans, who unfortunately all the inventions in the world mean nothing in the force of overwhelming violence.
The rocks keep flying, a flash from the bird forwards as the feathers are ripped out of Weibo. BLG find themselves a 5-for-1 Shadow, the one person dying. Knight pushing a wave into mid lane after teleporting in. They might just look for the end of the game. They have one more wave. There is a Rel with a smite available. That is the defense that they have. 10 seconds on Tien. I don't think he'll be able to save the game here.
They're deciding against it. Just thinking he's a bit too risky, clearly. The Hellfire.
Is the dragon going to be gone? There's no smite because Shadow's not there yet.
Hellfire's not fantastic. No, it's happening. Shin's out caught in the mid lane, taking that wave, so he's not competing with the dragon.
Right, okay. Shadow will spot out on this top side. Crisp and Breathe. BLG do get themselves the Infernal Soul. They are a little bit late on the resets, but Weibo, they have to deal with these super minions in mid lane. Can't do that much against it now. Knight. 15 stacks on the Magi's. Elk near to enough to either a Bloodthirst or a GA. He'll get one of them as his last item. Bin gets the upgraded Marauder's shoes, whatever they are. The Desire. It's just way too much work. Elk is going to shred through this Baron now. Weibo, they have to use the Scion ult to get into the pit, I think.
Trying to get in. Tien going to be zoned off, though. And Baron just disappears. Can't find the way. And the Weaver's all now coming on down, putting the light. And Xiaohu on the wrong side. I think.
How is that
hit? Bin lands it. Nice angle. Trying to turn it around, though, but Shadow managed to press the Cyclone key regardless. Quickness comes on down. They lose the Rakan, but it's traded out for the Rel. And Breathe follows shortly after. Rakan for 2 is fine. Bin flashes over the wall and begins to Drake out step a little bit further forward. They've got a soul, though, so they got more dragons to step with. Bin finally falls, but takes Light with him. Xiaohu needs to flash, and FaZe rushes out to safety for at least a second or two.
There's a wave in top side, so they'll push in towards that inner turret, potentially going towards as much as the inhibitor, which has respawned in the mid lane, so it'd be nice for them to get one down, get some super minions pumping up into the base. Knight, 23 stacks on the Magi's now. Bloody hell, that is a strong Talir. Needs to get himself, well, I guess he'll finish off the zone. He's not going towards full everything. Good, Jesus Christ.
Ow! Tien now in danger, needs to potentially find an angle, though, because he's got Sundered Sky and gets on top of Knight.
The Orianna shield makes all the difference, and Knight pushing up too far. Just talking about that Magi's 10 stacks ripped out of it. Still valuable in terms of the Conqueror gives you a bunch of extra fighting power too.
If you're throwing feathers, you're feeling happy.
You are pushing in across the map. Only 30 seconds left of the Baron buff. They'd look to try and get the inhib in mid lane if at all possible.
A little bit of damage. That doesn't lead to too much as yet. Rocket's firing, but Light in a bit of a tricky position. And then this was a stat that was pulled up a while ago when we were discussing Corki on NLC even. Weaver's Wall's going to come on down, but Breeze now in a dangerous spot.
Shockwave!
Oh, that was Shockwave on 2. Elk gets a heal, gets out of there. Nice angle. Redemption comes on down. Elk still got the feather pull to go with. Crisp in danger as he goes very deep and goes down.
Oh,
well, Bin goes into the backline. The execution is oh so public. And Weibo Gaming are going to disappoint all the fans' hearts as they are put into the dirt. And it's on live on air across the world. Billy Gaming will find their way to a Game 1 victory. It takes them nearly 40 minutes. Weibo do an admirable job of holding on. But BLG, not denied, not dissuaded. Game 1 is theirs.
Weibo will not have the respawns in time, and BLG skirmish and team fight their way to a victory. Full contact League of Legends on show as BLG claim the first game.
And Nexus falls.
Go towards that Jarvan here. You get the shot glass.
There we go.
You get your Jaeger bomb. The bomb being Ziggs, and then the glass.
Yeah.
Being
It's that or
Jarvan.
misfortune, depending on your flavor of alcohol. Both of them offer slightly different ways of
for your team under the bus. On has level 6, has Flash. Just a little bit afraid walking up into that river, because again, he could be the one jumped on, but with heal, Flash a little bit less. Oh god, that's a lot. I was actually wondering if the Ziggs ult would come through.
And actually, the Eclipse should run out. Now they go on forwards with the Varus ult. But look at Elk on the other side, getting a bit of a heal, trying to buy some time. TN on top of him, going to try and get the kill regardless, and does so. 1-for-1. TP's flying. As in goes Shahu looking for an angle.
Oh,
nice
nice
dodge away. As Shadow gets on out with a wonderful, wonderful Cataclysm flag drag.
Honestly, Shadow goes unstoppable with the ultimate, dodges the ult, waits until his flag drag comes back up, gets out. Really nice.
StarCraft legend on one of the squads as well. Dade and Parting going up against Pawn. Ends up being a win there for Dade in the end, just about over Pawn the time I got to see it. It was good fun. Very different game
again. Using the Ornal again, trying to clear out. This is what they love to do. They use that
boy.
paranoia.
There's going to be a lot of ults burn. I think that's probably a likely dead Bin. Crisps does go down, but it's an execute. As Bin couldn't get any damage on top of them.
Yeah, they get the wave cleared.
He's got on coming up as well. That turret is gone. Look, there's the marker. Just needs to wait for the cooldown. And there it is.
And the plates have just fallen off. There might be an engage. They're trying to stop another satchel coming down with this bot tab, but I don't actually know if they'll get it in time. Well, just about. On needs to flash out potentially.
There goes on. The hooks to the wall, gets out to safety. Solar Flare backsteps. Slow on 3 though. Paranoia not coming up forwards. Flash for Breathe is immune by that satchel charge. May well lose on, but the turnaround damage is huge as the Mega Inferno Bomb comes on down.
And now the shot's empty. The chamber's empty. They've used their ammunition. Shadow not choosing to use the Cataclysm. Jin and Varus over the wall.
Oh, that hook just went wide onto Shahu, but the poke is landing. Varus looking for an angle, lands a bit of poke onto Shahu, but now the curtain's being caught.
Shadow can dunk him. Shadow can dunk him.
Shadow could indeed dunk him, and Light backs away. Good call on that one. The basketball not required this time around, but that turret is gone regardless. BLG turn it around, hold their nerve.
Dude, I'm loving Knight on this Ziggs. And you know, hang on a second, dunk again, still available. This flash from Tien. Is he forced to use it?
Forge Guard is summoned. Tien flashes away. Turn around on the Shadow though means that he dies. The Flame Spitter came on down. TP coming on through from Ziggs who'd recalled.
Yeah, Ziggs was not close enough to that plate, so BLG go a little too far. It does mean, of course, they don't have defenders for on the spot side of the map. Not as much there, Macman. Mid lane out of turret, now under threat. Again, fast feud passive, Varus ult used. Cleanse through from the Leona, pushing in. Again, the satchel can be here. It's dropped down, but now Knight doesn't have that defensively.
And he gets some damage back. Tien now potentially in danger. On gets knocked to low, but not quite down till just now. The health bars and Weibo getting low, but not enough to kill.
Great sidestep there from Knight. Ends up getting hit, dodging out the W as well. This little Ziggs has got some fear on him.
The thing is, Weibo the one's getting the kills, but is not spotted. Knight could be in danger here. TP behind though.
Flash, has satchel, the whole team's here.
Well, now Crisp comes on down, Parano coming across. Is who going to get knocked up? Does not quite go to the Mega Inferno Bomb, but Shadow finishes the deal. Elk now in danger. Curtain's getting called. Can that be the big turnaround they need? Shadow is body blocking best he can. They all line up, and they get out.
Yeah, the Ziggs ult just clipping on the
stretch of the imagination. You've got 2 items on Jin and Azir. This Nocturne's ahead. Not as much as they once were, but still ahead. And again, you may hit a point where blowing up one of the Varus or Ziggs may just be all you need to turn these fights around. Right now, it just felt like BLG winning the kind of standoff wars by virtue of range and poke. Good old angle. Knock up onto that Leona. Crisp is fried. The equalizer comes on down, but it doesn't really burn out Bin all that much.
And Weibo, though they have a great engage combo, are also at threat of BLG engaging on them first. They have a very long engage range, and Bin pulls a great ult across 4 members of the team.
Shadow's looking at Tien, wants to try and get on top of him. There's the Unspeakable Horror, forces the flash out of Tien, misses the flag and drag, but will still force him to retreat away.
And now because Chris stepped too far forwards and Weibo couldn't find the engage first, they can't dunk down onto the Ziggs and the Varus in the same way. Trying to get over the... Shadow gotta be careful there, walked in towards the range. Here comes Curtain Call.
Shadow doesn't get his yet. 2 bullets down. The 3rd one lands onto On. Means the 4th shot unlikely. Paranoia burned. They're going to hold it at 3k. In we go.
There they go. How can they get anything on top? They're trying to kill the Varus.
He survives. Deadly Flourish just wide. On tanks it up, but the jungler is dead, and that should have been sole point for BLG.
Oh, and the ult gets right onto Light, chunks him out as well. No stand and fight available. And BLG have their own engage combo.
Again, it's lethality. It's the best option you have from within the lethality.
Chris has flash, has cleanse.
Chains of Corruption will be using the cleanse. Now the curtain call coming on forward. Now Nocturne goes to the background. Remember, there's always that much defensive tools now. Breathe. Gets in very deep. The Equalizer sucks. Oh my days. Caught up on top of the Mega Inferno Bomb. Bin should get that kill and does so. Call of the Forge Goal coming on through, but he's rooted up, so Bin couldn't get the reactivation. Damage onto Light, though. Has to flash as Bin has continued to look at him. The Forge God looking to pump down on top of the Piltover Menace. Won't quite do so. Shadow in danger as Tien getting to get the fear off. Gets the kill on Jarvan. This fight is messy. Killed off the Leona, but they'll blow up the Nocturne eventually. Does Elk. Xiao, who turns it around, though, has become a very messy state of affairs. 2 for 2 as it stands. Sorry, 2 for 3 as they do lose that additional member to Weibo Gaming.
And the carries of BLG managed to stay at much higher HP to get follow-up cooldowns. 20 seconds from BLG. But we need to see Weibo hit the backline. They've not been able to do so. They're linking up. Tien is over the wall. Here comes the Paranoia, pops the spell shields. And that's a lot of damage back up to DC.
Oh, yes. Xiao left over. Just get to stand and fire. Elk in the backside as in goes Tien trying to buy but the exhaust. The exhaust curtain calls going to be blocked. Well done by BLG. Unfortunately for Light, for all the curtain call angles have looked good. They've been body blocked so well. Breathe goes down. Flag drag onto Light. And there is the Cataclysm. It's the end of days. And Weibo, it's looking like the end of their game.
The Paranoia goes down, the lights go out, but BLG know how. Weibo are just struggling to get everyone into the backline. They can't quite kill Elk. It feels like it's just Tien on a solo mission. Satchel back in. I don't even know if he can sweep him way back out. Does just manage to get away from Beyond on.
There's the Horizon focus. My days, that dredge line was closed. Mega Inferno Bomb forces the flash.
Very, very close. He's still going. Yes, flash. If you can maybe get that flash, you can kill.
He needs to think about it. He's going to go for it, isn't he? Oh my god, the bouncing grenade!
Pixel minefield in the choke point. It becomes that hard to play around it. Maybe it's a Paranoia over the wall to try and steal it, but that's a one-way mission for Tien. But all it would get them is just a single dragon themselves.
There's the soul secured.
Team playing as aggressively into the engage, but it is a specialty here in the LPL. Not many teams play this style, and it's so exciting to watch. They jump forward, find out Crisp doesn't have the flash, but he'll have a blast. Oh, the blast goes not helpful.
No, and then on the other side gets the knock up. Gonna try and buy some time. Is Xiao, but he's knocked into the dirt!
Jesus!
They do that one in brutal fashion. Curtains are called, but to what end? They do kill off Elk, but I don't think it's gonna be quite enough. All the while they get a bounty on a turret from the minions. That's the best you're getting. Breathe! No more! Tien on vision needs to run away. The Duskbringer coming on top, hit by a bouncing grenade, just about dodges that. I take it back. But all the while they can look into the melt lane and look for the tier 3.
BLG get the 3 for 2, but they have the Ziggs alive, who is the master of demolition of turrets, instantly destroyed in a single wave. And the shotgun is empty for Weibo. They can't fire back again. They can take a full inhibitor, and with just the current meta, BLG will take that as a consolation, as I guess a decorative prize.
And look, don't get me wrong. There's some conversation. Look, Jin feels a bit useless here. Like, yeah, he is right now. It was 15 minutes ago. They didn't get enough off the Paranoids. They didn't shut down the Ziggs or the Varus. They didn't get ahead or use the Rumble power spikes as well as they could have. And BLG just got to steamroll through mid-game, and now they're at this point where incidental poke is threatening lethal.
Poke is just so disgusting. Tien's over the wall again. There are the double spell shields up for the Ziggs and for the Varus, which means that they will ignore the low sightness, which helps them here. They going on to Knight!
That's pretty good. Knight's in danger. Tries to get a Inferno Bomb down. Knight's still alive. Finally burned out. Turning around though with the Cataclysm. Xiao goes down to the corner of the Forge God on the cross angle. Shadow flashing forwards. It's a triple for Elk. He can look for more. There's the Quadra. They want to give him all 5. It's Infinity Stones. Make it a pentakill.
Elk on the Varus pops off. There's a smile on the face as Bellissimo BLG is speaking Italian today. BLG's new jungler Shadow has awoken something in the old beast. Is it a honeymoon phase? Perhaps, but it tastes oh so sweet. Weibo swept from the field of play, ending with a pentakill for their AD carry.
Ends with the hum of a V12 engine painted in red side livery. The Italian vibes are there. Shadow on the squad of BLG.